everyone, and welcome to another webinar by LiveChat. Today we want to cover a subject that is very close to our heart, which is customer service. When you build a team of customer service people or customer support from people of living in different places or speaking different languages, how did you do it? So we're going to focus on how to build and manage a team that works in different time zones. And for that, we invited Gabriela Socco. She is the head of customer service at Packhelp. And before I give the microphone to her, I want to talk a little bit about Packhelp. I met these guys around 2018 when one of the founders was pitching the idea for not only investors, because they were already working, but to tell the story of Packhelp. And it became one of my favorite startups. The idea that they came up is basically, I want to put it, these are my words. It's like Canva or Wix for packaging. Is probably better than that, but I'm going to let Gabriela to tell us a little bit more about Packhelp. Gabriela, I even have a slide for you so you can tell us what it is, and welcome to the webinar.
Hello. Packhelp. What is Packhelp? Basically, we're an easy solution to create your own branded packaging. And I believe that if you ever try to create a sim in this popular game, then definitely you will manage with creating a box or any other packaging you need with us.
And I was looking at the page before we started. It's not just a box. It's not that you order a box. Like what is the magic behind?
The magic behind, I think it's the whole experience with us, just being modest. But to put it in a simple way, whenever a customer has an idea of creating something special for his clients' customers, I think we are the best place to start with. We will teach you what is the unboxing experience, how to prepare the box, what to add to it. And yes, it's not just about boxes. We have also tubes. We have so many products that actually some of our customers are even asking us, okay, guys, so I want to sell this. What are you proposing us to use? And they are not even thinking about the boxes anymore.
No, and then they can go crazy. Like I've been in different industries before, and I know this is not an easy or cheap service. And you guys actually make it affordable for people, and they can go crazy with their ideas.
Yes, that is really true. And also, I think what we did something more. We made people creative because we see our products used in ways we wouldn't have thought about them. So I know, like, people are using tubes to put their socks in, and just they send them like to the customers like that. And I would never thought of it like to use like a wine box, for example, for socks, or a tube for any other product than, I don't know, perfumes, for example, right? So it's really inspiring.
I love it. No, I love it. And we're going to add, obviously, the website of Packhelp, so you guys can go and check it out yourself. And we have a bunch of slides that are going to help you understand what are we doing here, because it was Gabriela's work to build a team that's going to support many people. And that's what this next slide is about. You guys have 40,000 customers, but in 30 different countries, 12 languages. So you have people from all around Europe, all around the world, and how do you serve them? And that's sort of the key for you to tell me, how do you build a team that can support all these people in all these languages?
That's not an easy task.
I can imagine.
Basically, what I would advise to everyone, and what I started with, was thinking, what would be my employee of my dreams? What qualities needs to have such person when it comes to customer support, but also working remotely? And that's the base one. And the second base is the onboarding, which is also very, very requiring.
I think that and we're going to get to the onboarding in a second, because it's something that I really need to hear your experience, and I'm sure it's going to be very valuable for people at home. We do have this slide with a graphic from Buffer. It basically tells us how many time zones employees are in different companies. And the number that it really caught my attention is only 2% of companies have one time zone. Only 1% work in one time zone. 60% work from 2 to 5 time zones, which is probably like the normality for people like us. But then almost 40% of companies have from 6 to 16 different time zones. is a huge number of time zones. And that's what I want to attack to the onboarding. You had to build a team with people that can speak many different languages. And we found 4 different things that we think as a company are great for onboard people. And after I read them, I want you to tell me if they apply to the work that you did. The first one is making goals and expectation clear, so people know what they need to do, how they're going to be measured, and they understand the job ahead. Face-to-face communication, they really need to see someone in the other side, so they have this at least human touch of who are they working with. A feedback loop, basically they need to understand what are they doing good, what are they doing wrong, so they can improve and get better at what they do. And peer-to-peer mentoring, which is hopefully having someone who can show you the ropes of what you're gonna do. So we have these 4 tips that we found, but I want to ask you, because you have your hands there all the time. So what are your tips for onboard people properly into a different time zone team?
So definitely, I agree with all those points that you mentioned, because these are the hard basics. So definitely setting up the goals and how to achieve them and what do you expect from people is super, super important, because that gives them the reason to work and understanding of their work. And then we are moving on to meetings. And basically you need to replace the whole office real life experience with Zoom or Slack and everything that is available via internet. So basically what we did was like the 2 weeks of full company onboarding remotely, which was like 2 weeks of meetings every day, like with only breaks for lunch or wherever. But even during the lunch, you could have had a Zoom call from one of the people from the company and just talk while eating. So basically like the full experience of the company as close to reality as possible via calls. Later on, when it came to just customer support onboarding, was giving them buddies. So each experienced agent was a buddy to a new person. And they were spending like 8 hours the whole day, new roommate in your laptop, working together, talking and learning from each other. And this was also lasting for like almost a month. During those time, some of the people got some friendships, colleagues, they're even like talking after working hours together. This is what I hear. So it's really nice. I think it worked well. And then what you do when they're stopped onboarding is having meetings with them. Like you really need to do meetings with them. You really need to talk with those people.
You mean like feedback meetings, right?
Feedback meetings, one-on-ones, okay. Feedback, everything. Because you just need to replace this, sudden meetings for a coffee in the office with that. So
yeah, I miss those, to be honest. I mean, you get in a regular office world, you have that chance, right? You meet in the morning, have a little coffee. But when you are in different zones or remote, what you do?
Yeah, sometimes it's just about sending, new song on YouTube. You just send them a link and there's a conversation, just a light one. It takes 2-3 minutes, but everyone feels involved and they had the feeling they talked to somebody at work. It doesn't have to be only about the official things all the time, right? And that's what makes them feel part of it. Exactly,
and that's I'm glad you took the conversation that way, because and the next slide that we have is about the challenges, right? Because you're the manager, you are the one with these main challenges of organizing their work of people from different time zones, different languages, different cultures. We went around and looked for the main challenges that Oyster HR at least listed in their site. And I want to go through them really quickly. So minimal real-time communication, which is just to be respectful of people's time. You don't want to have someone waking up at 3 a.m. for a chat. With that being said, meeting inconvenient hours. So if someone's waking up in New York, you don't want to talk to the guy who's going to sleep in Australia, because their brains are in different places, right? Like one is tired, the other one's full of energy. They're not going to connect properly. Confusing calendar syncing, which is when you don't have the right tools to have everybody informed or knowing when things are going to happen. things are going to get messy and the information is going to get lost. Take more effort to stay in sync. Yeah, I mean, aside from calendars, you can do other stuff, but it's not easy to keep everybody connected. And the last one and this is the one I want to dig in the most, is lack of sense of belonging. When people don't get to be together for a drink or the coffee in the morning, like you mentioned, or there's no integration parties that are done, sometimes just because we cannot connect them together because of different time zones or whatever. They have this lack of sense of belonging. They don't belong to a team or to a company. And with that being said, before I ask you the main question, is 39% of people in companies, they feel that they don't collaborate enough. Remote people, right? They don't collaborate enough. 39% is a huge number. So how do you deal with the lack of this sense of belonging, of sense of purpose, when you have your people that maybe they don't see each other that much?
Well, I think I don't let this happen. This is the first point. The second one would be, just as like I mentioned before, is setting up the goals and letting them know how valuable their work is. Because when you feel that what you're doing is valuable and you get the feeling from other people that they feel it too, that's what makes you drive for more and you don't feel separate from others. And the third thing is, like, who said there can be no remote meetings integrations? And we actually did some, and it was fun. We played international tongue twisters. I recommend. So yes, this is all about being open-minded, having time, and having the heart to do that. Having the heart to, make those old people work together, socialize, talk to each other, feel free, feel comfortable at work. And I think those are like very soft skills and soft things to do, but they actually work. It's easy.
I'm glad. And as a manager, do you think between what's happening before the pandemic and now, does it take you more to make sure that everybody's okay, or things haven't changed too much?
It definitely does. I'm trying to talk with each team member at least once a week, like for the official meeting, if we want to catch up somewhere on Slack by any chance. So yes, taking care of like more or less 10 people each week, finding at least half an hour for them, or even longer if the meeting requires that. It's taking a lot of time, but also brings a lot of gains. You start to understand what's going on with their market, for example. You know about the issues that are happening. You know about good things that are happening. And also the other person that is talking to you has the feeling that they're actually talking to you and they have the connection.
It's the human connection cannot be replaced for sure. Now, as a manager, you do have another duty, which is to deliver results, right? You need to supervise the quality of what your people are doing. So we have, at least we had this from LiveChat as well. We have certain things that we use for our own quality, to check in our own quality. And I'm just going to mention them now, and you can tell me after, like, if you use any of these or how you guys do it. So things that we look at LiveChat is a chat satisfaction, which is that little survey that you get when you talk to someone online, just to see if we did good or not. First response time, which is how fast you jump into help a customer. You don't keep them waiting. You answer the question as fast as you can. And the number of missed chats, how many customers they didn't get the help that they needed. Regardless, the reason could be because they reach out in the wrong time, or you guys were just too busy. What are the things that you look to keep the quality of your support in Packhelp? And I wouldn't do my job if I don't ask you this, but do you use LiveChat to measure some of these things?
Of course we do. I think it would be impossible without LiveChat at this point to measure anything, especially with so many languages. Basically, the most important thing for our team is CSAT, because customer satisfaction is showing us everything. Like, they're showing if the customers are happy with products, if the customers are happy with us, if something is going on. I don't know. Something might not be working, and then you suddenly get 20 negative reviews during the same day, and you start to wonder, okay, something's
Something's
wrong. So yes, this is also showing us how the agents are performing. So it's very easy to check whether the agent is, I don't know, maybe not nice to customers, not very helpful, or he's super helpful or super ecstatic. So that this all you can see with just one thing. You just, put the proper name, proper time period, and bam, there it is. It doesn't take much time. The other thing would be the first response time, because it's also very important for the customers to at least get this first message like, hey, we gotcha, we know it, we are working on it. Give us some more time in like busy periods, or we're going to come back to you in a second once we check it. So like they know something is going on. I think there is nothing worse than sending out an email and just waiting for hours or days without even knowing if they actually got the email, or did they send it right?
Hello.
Yes, exactly. Hello. Is anybody there? Also, some things we are looking at is time to enter the chat, and also the chats we missed, because those indicators usually show us that the number of customers is growing. The season is coming. Perhaps we need more people. Perhaps we need to change something. Perhaps we need to filter the tags. I can tell you about the tags as well, because that's very, very, like close topics, because I believe that so I will start talking. I believe that some of the chats can be taken away from the chat pool by just finding out which are questions which are the most frequently asked, and for example, automating them.
Okay.
Like self-service is a cool thing as well.
That definitely helps for sure. Now, I wanted to ask you, like, do you usually share all these like metrics with your team constantly, or you keep some metrics that you don't want to share? Or like
all of the metrics are available for my team, and I'm sharing them each week. But also, if the agent would like to know something more or more detailed or more often, I'm always open and I'm always sharing everything with them. Because we are all building the customer support experience, and I believe that the whole team should have an access to all the data they need to, feel motivated to do better or change something.
Sometimes these metrics help you to also, for example, salary raises or promotions. Do you base some of the stuff based on your metrics?
Yes, we do bonuses based on metrics.
Okay.
So each quarter there's like a KPI set up for certain thing, and those who exceed like perfectly, they're gonna get something more.
Cool. I like something more. I wanna. Now we're doing this right now, end of September. We're probably gonna be seeing this a bit later, but holiday season is coming, and this is one of the scariest bits or scariest times of the year for support teams, because there's a 28% increase on the traffic, and we did our research during the holiday season. And sometimes, because of the pandemic especially, that number goes even higher. Now, there are three things that we usually do or keep in mind, and we recommend for people getting ready, or customer support teams getting ready for the holiday season. The first one is being hire additional support representatives, so you get more people into your team. And this is something that you mentioned: set up a chatbot, automate response for the most common questions, so you avoid wasting your team's time and things that they can be automated. And also plan the logistics better. Figure out different responsibilities, who can be in charge of what, and just spread that around. How are you guys getting ready for the holiday season? I mean, you're a packaging company. Santa is probably like reaching out to you guys like, I need help. How are you planning this holiday season?
Sometimes I feel like it's never enough of preparations. Basically, we're doing that the whole year. And especially with customer support, what is happening is during the whole year, we are tagging the conversations, like to find out the most frequently asked questions, but also to find out what are the customers' ideas about us, or what is their feedback. And then what we do is a meeting once a month when we tell the whole company what we found out. And there's like everything there. Like you can't even argue with that. This is our customer's voice, and everybody must listen to it. And it takes a great result, because we are able to change things pretty quickly and according to customers' needs. So this is the first thing we do. We listen to customers like the whole year and trying to like apply as many things as we can and we believe are good for the company. The other thing is to prepare just the customer support without making them panic, but to feel excited about upcoming season. So first of all is like we are checking if all the contacts with other departments we have are working. So if we have good flow of information, if, in case we need help or we need to check something, if everything works. If it's not, we are managing to fix it. We are doing some workshop to work on our knowledge. If you don't know something, if you would like to know more about anything else. So yes, so workshops. Also what I do is I'm trying to make them feel comfortable about the upcoming season. It's like sometimes you just need to know that there, like those boundaries that you can't cross. And sometimes you just need to tell your team like, okay, this is going to be a hard time. This is not going to be the most pleasant time.
Get ready for impact.
Yes, exactly. But don't freak out if something is not going in the direction we would like to. I mean, it's okay. Tell me that something is going wrong. We're going to fix it. But don't do this by yourself. Nothing's going to happen if you missed 2 or 3 chats because you just simply had no time for it. We're going to fix it. We're going to write them an email. Don't worry about that. Go further. Don't look back. So it's all about motivating, telling them what's going to happen, and also like creating some extra motivational bonus for them to, feel like this is the special time of year. I need to show what I got.
You're making me want to work with you guys. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that on camera. Anyways.
In a way, we are working together.
Exactly. We are working together. So I just wanted to sort of close our conversation with one of the main things that, especially I feel, it could be a problem when you have people from all these different languages, countries, whatever, time zones, is how you overcome the language barriers and the culture barriers. Because it's a thing that, people can speak many languages. Holidays can have many different festivities. But different cultures have different traditions and have also different ways to work and to understand instructions and to react to customers too. So how do you as a manager, when you have people from all around the world working in support, how you as a manager control, or not control, but influence the way that cultural traditions or insights, they get into the job?
That's my favorite topic. To give you a little bit of a background, I love this part of my job because I used to work in an international preschool. And it gave me a lot of knowledge about other cultures, like seriously. So each week there was a celebration. But to be honest, coming back, like I believe that this all is like the base one, finding out and letting them know what the goals are, what the rules are, and you need to be very clear about this. Because in when it comes to people from some countries, it's okay to say, maybe in 2 months we're gonna do this and that. And now somebody else will understand that for sure we're gonna do that in 2 months. And they're gonna ask you in 2 months, okay, what happened? Why it's not happening? Did you lie to us? It's you need to really, really be strict, and you need to keep an eye on this, what you're actually saying and what you are promising, even if you are not promising to people. You need to be very, very clear and honest. And this is the basics, because there's so many differences coming up. When it comes to language, it's not that much of a problem as we all speak English in the company. So we make, I think, the same amount of mistakes every day with this language. so it's not that hard. Although we do get, some situations like, I don't know, one person didn't have their Google Calendar set up in English and sent out Polish invitations to everyone in the company, and like some of the people don't even know where to click because it's like impossible to understand.
It happens. I mean, my Polish is still not there, but I'm getting there. So Gabriela, just for the people building, or for the managers building their team, what will be your main tip on what to do when thinking of creating a multicultural, multi-time zone team?
Be ready for talking more than with people than you talk in real life. I think this is something you need to prepare yourself for, and be prepared for explaining things and being very, very clear and honest. Like extra honest and clear, because somebody is on the other side of the world and they might be freaking out they're gonna lose their job in a second, for example, if you won't be clear enough. The other thing, onboarding, which is also based on talking and meetings.
But it's the key. Like if you're welcome in the place, I guess that makes a whole difference.
Could you please repeat? I just got a glitch.
No problem. Like I'm saying that when you're welcome, when you feel welcome in a place or in a company, that makes a whole difference for you to start doing your job properly or not.
Yes, feeling welcomed and maintaining this feeling. Like it's cool to be the star for the 2 days, but what about the next 2 years?
Exactly. I really hope people at home, they get enough information until the beginning of this venture. I mean, like you said, you probably keep learning new things every day, listen to people from all around the world helping you build your company. I want to thank you so much for being with us today. And I want to thank everybody for watching. And hopefully, if you really enjoyed what you watched today, go and check Packhelp. Find Gabriela in LinkedIn. She's a very fun person to talk to, as you probably noticed. And we'll see you next time. Gabriela, thank you so much. And thank you everybody at home.